For coming today. We really appreciate your time. There are a lot of slides in front of you. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through all of them. I wanted to mainly talk a little bit about our views in the developed markets and emerging markets. There's a lot happening in the world, and then I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about where we see opportunities for income, which is really the objective of this fund. We're really trying to deliver a high level of income to our clients, but do it in a way that is very aware of the risk that we're taking. So finding this appropriate balance between high levels of income and risk is really what we focus on. It's very critical for us, and it's the most important objective of the fund, is finding this balance. So let's start just with some thoughts about where we are in the global economy. And as you can see on this chart, if you look back over the last few years, this is a chart that just looks at the rate of GDP growth in developed markets and in emerging markets. And you can see that over the decade of the 2000s, of course, emerging market growth was terrific. Across the board, it was really exceptional. I don't know if I'm not sure that the mic is, I apologize.
This thing?
Yeah, let me try this one. I just want to make sure people can hear. Thank you. The emerging markets growth was obviously very good. Developed markets it did quite well until obviously the global financial crisis in 2008 and 2009. But since then, the developed markets have come back reasonably strong. If you look at the rate of growth, though, particularly on the right-hand side of the page, we would say that growth in the U.S. and in most of Europe is not particularly exciting. 2%, 2.5% GDP growth is below its potential growth. I think particularly in the U.S. things are getting better, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. In Europe, it is still a very soft recovery. And in Japan, I think everyone's starting to figure out whether some of the policy measures there will actually work in the longer term. But by and large, you say that the developed markets are improving, but very slowly. In emerging markets, particularly in China, China is obviously slowing.